That is not showing at all what the Inktober prompts are. That's a mess. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Treasure. Today's word.
DMC, the face to beat, Fragaboom!
Yo, what is happening? Hopefully, I got this up and working. Finally. Technical difficulties are part of everyday life, especially when you're flying solo. At least with all the redos, I know what today's prompt word is. Today's prompt word is treasure, which is quite apropos because it is the 21st, and the number 21 was my man Michael Turner's favorite number. And in fact, I think that it would be kind of cool for you guys to go through and find this stuff. So back in the day, I met my buddy Mike Turner in 1996. We did a show together in the Bay Area at a place called the Cow Palace. He sat right next to me, and he was a new guy. He had done ballistic and had just started Witchblade. And he was the coolest dude ever, and a friendship was struck that day. I tried to hang out with him at least a couple times a month. I'd go over to his place and draw. We would play GoldenEye. You know, this is the time and day. And then, you know, of course, with PlayStation, we'd play some Metal Gear and things like that. But one of the things we used to do, starting roughly around Witchblade number 8, was Mike would hide the number 23 in the background of his comics. And I can even, if you look up, maybe we can do it on the iPad later, the cover of Fathom number 1, there's a number 23 hidden in the cover. There's a couple on number 4 as well. And I used to hide the number 21 in my comics for Mike's. Whenever my book would come out, I'd say, yo, find the 21s. Whenever his book would come out, he'd say, find the 23. So this was like our little thing. So 21. It's the 21st, man, and I treasure my friendship with the dude. I miss him every day. Think about him all the time. You know. Anyhow, not meaning to get all sad or anything, but what up, ladies? It doesn't crap out like yesterday. Yeah, the internet has been acting crazy. The tech, I was having tech issues. I did replenish the batteries in these, the marquee signs. Somebody one day, I just put them up there because I like the graphic appeal, but someone had mentioned like, hey man, I like the swear word on your wall. And I was like, oh, that's funny, man. It's like a swear word. Let's see. What's in the glass? Akuma asks. This is barrel-aged fighting cock. Fighting cock is a high octane. It's like a 53%er. So it's got bite to it. I put it in the barrel for a little while, smooth it out. And then we have our favorite euphemism. Let's just get a nice close-up of this guy. We got the old jazz cabbage. This is jazz cabbage right here. Remember how I said my boy Harrison likes penguins? That's a Picasso penguin on my hand. I got that in Las Vegas just for him. I got one for each of my kids. I have bees for my Lily Bell and Rose for Samantha Rose. Anyway, so I wanted to share some video with you guys. One of the things that I had done, especially coming to those interviews and things, and I know Blast Shield, it drives you crazy when I talk about them and not show them, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a couple of the promos that I captured. So one of the guys I interviewed is a guy named Jim Mafood, aka Food One, and he was kind. He said, "You need anything else?" I said, "Hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna be working on Black Flag, putting it out, and any sort of endorsement I could get." He's like, "Hell yeah, let's do this." So I got him And then, of course, the man himself, Rob, at the end of the interview, he had asked the same thing, if I needed anything else. I said, yeah, man, I'm going to be doing Black Flag again, and having you say a word or two about it would really give some gravitas to the campaign. Both are good, Jim, Mahfoud's is short, Rob's is nice and lengthy. So instead of me talking about them, I think what I'll do is show them to you. Here we go.
Hello, I am Jim Mahfoud, aka Food One. Get Black Flag if you know what's good for you.
So there's a great comic that I have the great pleasure of being the first to have published it, and it's coming back, and it's amazing, and it's everything I love about comics. And having seen that it was put together by a very youthful talent who is now a very experienced, even hungrier, more talented talent, then you're going to want to check out Black Flag. It's got everything that you will ever possibly dig in a comic, and it's coming your way.
So there you have it. Words from a couple of my homies. I hope to get some more, but that's just sort of a little teaser of some of the things we got coming along. And as Black Flag gets going and gears up, so as He-Man winds down, Black Flag cranks up, and as we start doing that, you'll see more. And once He-Man is out, which is November 20th, it's in less than a month, I'll be able to go through and show you guys some of the process of how I did it. I can show you some of the pencil pages. I've also got time lapses because I did it digitally on the iPad, so I can show you pages. I just right now can't. But when we do, we'll be able to go through them and do that. What up, Rodwell? Good to see you, man. Really good to see you. So today's word is treasure. I haven't really thought about it because, in fact, during one of the stream crashes in the beginning, I had to look the word up. Today has been so busy. I got up, worked on some He-Man, waiting for some Doom Patrol, did also working on a couple commercials. So my day is non-stop, multitasked, a lot of gears going, and it'll probably end up being a 16-hour day. I'm already pushing into hour 15 right now, if you want to count this as it. But I ate some dinner, went back to work, saw, oh shoot, better get going, and here we are. Let's see if we got any questions. Let's see. Yeah, see, Chauncey, you brought up a good point as far as the ambassador. With Stan, and I hopefully I'm not jumping to conclusions. Getting a gold medal and conclusion jumping, as I always follow up whenever I say jump into conclusions. But I'm thinking when you say ambassador, it's like somebody like Stan Lee. People think they see Stan Lee and they think comics, right? Or they see Stan Lee and they think Marvel, but mostly it's comics. Somebody like Rob definitely has the energy for it. He has the charisma for it. What's funny is like the people that argue that Stan, Rob couldn't be the new Stan because Rob has had ups and downs in his career, but so did Stan. And I think with anybody you can focus on negatives. I mean, I think everybody lives life and they've done things that could be perceived in the negative. But I think Rob's great. I think Todd's great. Todd's kind of quirky. I just think Rob has more energy and more excitement. Well, maybe they need to duo it up. That's the thing. Is as a kid, one of the things that I bought in hard on in comics is Todd and Rob as a team. and I was probably a good 86. I really got bit by the comic bug in 84, so 5 years in, 89, 88, 89 is roughly around when I met Rob in 89, as I said, but those guys like Todd inking Rob on covers, and you know, they had done an X Factor cover, and that was really cool, and obviously the New Mutants covers, and I like those guys as a team, so who knows, maybe it's not one guy, maybe it's two guys if they could do it, because I think they would have a good banter. They're always great, like when they did the Overt Kill with Stan, that was gold, and now it's YouTube gold, you can search it out. Let's see, what up, Andre? Well, Jason, when you say reserve Black Flag, here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to have the Kickstart or the Indiegogo, the crowdfunding, whatever it is, happen. And I also want to see a way to include retailer participation. And I need to figure that one out, because my roots come from being in retail. Like I said, I worked at Diamond, I worked in a comic book shop, I worked in a print shop, I worked as like almost every facet of someone in comics. And number one, I'm still a fan. I just don't want to cut them out, but right now, as it is, Black Flag is strictly crowdfunded. It is going to be a crowdfunded project. But again, I'm searching avenues to include retailer participation. So there is no pull on Black Flag yet. But stay tuned here, because there's going to be perks, and I'll tell you about those. The story is going to let me pull that back. It would be cool to have some of the perks to go with the story. The story does not require it or need it. But one of the perks will be a decoder of sorts. I'm pricing some out. One of them will be a coin. There'll be ash can, original art, that sort of thing. And I'm still trying to figure out, and maybe we'll talk about it here on this platform, but pluses and minuses of going 4 issues and putting it together as a big volume, or just put out the big volume. The big volume, of course, will take more time. The other one, at least I'll continue to work on it, so it will come out regularly, and I'll campaign them in succession, and maybe put out one, let you guys get it, and then campaign for the other ones. I don't know. I need to figure that part of it out. But let's see. What we got? Me Too, Plus Size Ninja. There is a sci-fi interview this year with Rob and Todd together, geeking out about comics. Yes, I saw that. That was at San Diego Comic-Con. What up, Chris? How are you? It's good to see you here. Thank you for being here. There are 20 couch diddlers. I still think we got to come up with a word. You know, we have all kinds of things. I like boom room. The boomers. Sounds like baby boomers though. Let's crack into a beer. I don't know what you guys are drinking tonight, but it's jazz cabbage time. I have to say, today's He-Man page went really well. In fact, there was no particular point in today's page that fought me, which was a plus, because when I had laid it out, I had originally thought maybe this might be the page that fights me. It had a lot of characters on it. It's a panel with 6 figures, and figures I've never drawn before, characters I've never drawn before, a place I'd never drawn before, the most close-up of the close-ups I've drawn in the series. So I thought this morning when I woke up, I was like, well, here we go. But the page didn't fight, so that felt good. Let's see what we got. I Think about the things that you have created. Is there something that you hated but the public may have loved and perhaps purchased? How do you explain this? I'm trying to think of something I've created that I hated. I think I have the opposite problem. I love it, and some of this stuff doesn't get picked up. Like the grave is one of those things where I didn't feel like it was a Field of Dreams situation where it was drawn and they'll show up, but I did not expect 1900. But maybe I should have been more realistic in that I had been out of comics for 17 years. It's a long time to be gone. I was gone longer than I was in it, right? I was a comic book penciler for 10, right? And then I go and storyboard and direct and do all that fun shit. And then now I'm back. So maybe that's a flip. Like if I took, what did I put out that loved? Have I put out anything that I know what you mean though, in a way, because it happens in music. Sometimes people put out like what they consider bubblegummy shit, and they're like, that's not the song I wanted to break, but people love it. Like Sugar Ray, I think that one song that they did, I Just Want to Fly, was like their joke song on their record, and suddenly that's what people wanted, and the record company said, you are this, and they went down that avenue. But I haven't. No, I mean that's the thing. I don't put stuff out that I don't like. I don't know how to break it any other way. Hope that helps. Hope that answers something. What up, Rodwell, Couch Dudes? I like Couch Dudes. That's great. But what about the dudettes? Maybe we'll just throw. Yo, I gotta talk to Mr. Liefeld. He's got Rob Willis blocked. That's weird, and I don't know why. I'll have to ask Rob. I put in a call today. He hasn't called back. Boom Room, I like Boom Room. In school, the Boom Room is where the slow kids wear sweet water. Yeah, this one's Jazz Cabbage this time, man. The Boom Room. I don't know about that. How many panels was today's He-Man page? What's the most panels you've done in one page? Okay, today was 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. The most panels, I can't even be 100% on that, but I know there was a page in Kid Supreme, I think it was 3, where the character Kilowatt. You know what? If any of you guys ever read Kid Supreme, just know that was my ode to Spider-Man. Every villain, like, here's the thing, and a lot of people don't know this, because, this is what happens when you do work for hire. Kid Supreme was basically an idea like this. A kid version of Supreme, the end, that was it. And I took it and said to Rob, hey, I want to take this, I want to put him in a small town, I want to give him live with his grandparents. I want him to fight a rogues gallery that is basically Spider-Man's gallery. He's Peter Parker with Superman's powers. Okay, that's like how I pitched it to Rob. So anyhow, answering your question, Kid Supreme 3, Kilowatt, who is basically my Electro/Shocker character, mixed with the character that Mitch Pileggi played in Peter Berg, starring role in The Shocker. He could go into your TV set, and one of the gags in the movie was he would show up, like he'd go in and show up in a sitcom while it was going on, and they'd freak out and he'd zap out of it. So I did that sort of sequence in Kid Supreme, where he was traveling through TV shows, he traveled through Friends, and he traveled other ways. Anyway, the way they caught him was to catch him in a video camera and take the tape out. Weird, but that was a long time ago. That was 96. Let's see what we got. Jonathan Dockery. I'm a dude. She's a dude. He's a dude. That dog's a dude. We're all dudes. Valkyrie, it's good to see you, man. I miss you. If you're ever out in Atlanta, hit me up, bro. Yeah, the dudes is all inclusive. All right, the dudes. All right, so I haven't really thought of again, not thinking of treasure. Like obviously, there's sunken treasure. There is someone that you treasure. Treasure. My brain has been working overtime today, and that's see. Let me see if I can zoom in on my brain. There's my brain. Overtime. Probably see some smoke coming out of it. Yo, I do wish I could do those effects, like just throw an effect. I gotta figure out how to do that. I know there's other OBSs out there that'll let you. We're all the dudes. The dudes. That's right. I think that's it. You guys are the dudes. What up, the dudes? The couch dudes. The dudes. And girls, they're the dudes too, dudes. Dudes! All right. So let's see what else. I see another question, and there it goes. What was the biggest opposing force that you encountered on your creative journey? Chauncey, I would like you, please, if there's a way, if you remember them all, to write these questions down, because they're great. They're excellent. They're insightful. I'm jealous that something like this hasn't popped in my own head. The biggest opposition, the biggest opposing force in my career is me. That's the biggest opposing force. That's as being as real with you as I can possibly say. For a while there, I believed it was the biggest opposing force in my career was this sort of reputation that, you know, coming from Extreme, and at the time, at least in my head, it's probably overblown a little, but at the time, Extreme was kind of considered out of all the studios between Wildstorm and Top Cow and Todd, that Extreme was considered the least artistic able, and that we were all Rob clones, and you know, I had that history, a little bit of a tumultuous history with Rob for a while. I felt like that I was carrying that thing around like a weight around my, you know, like a chain around my neck, and you know, you try to put it on something else, but I think at the end of the day, it was me. It still can be me at times, you know. There, more often than not now, if you want me to break it down, like distill it down, now it's some of the things that get in my way are forces of nature, like crying babies and not enough sleep, things like that. But I mean, as far as like real things, I think I wish Peter was in here. If you guys follow Peter Smitty's Twitter, you guys should. Alternative's awesome, and Peter has some good words of wisdom. But he posted this thing with Rocky talking to his son in the street, and he was talking about how life will beat you down and will always be tougher than you, and you know, life. You know, winners are about what you can take and keep going, and I think that's really it. Sometimes we want to give up and quit, and you know, sometimes you want to procrastinate, or sometimes you let block get the best of you. But for me, that's the answer. Let's see. Hopefully, and as far as on my creative journey, that's the same answer. Let's see. Just saw the solicitations of third issue. Your He-Man dude, and it's gonna be cool to see the He-Man cartoon I watched when I was 7 from you, my man. I haven't seen the solicitations to number 3. I'd like to see it. I know that my editor had asked me if there was an image from number 2 that I would like to use for number 3, and I had picked one. Is it Skeletor? is it Skeletor kind of like hiding behind a piece of machinery, looking like he's looking? Because if that's the one, then that's the one, and I would love to see it. But yeah, the issue. Well, I can't tell you guys issue. That's the next. I'm working on the one that's solicited right now. That's all I can say. Trying to trap me into talking about He-Man and giving up secrets. I have to have the power. You guys like my pants? These are, my wife was really into these leggings for a while. They're called LuLaRoe. And I forgot how I got a pair, but I got a pair. And they're so warm and comfortable. And if I don't have to go anywhere in public, these do the trick. Let's see, Muddy Colors, a great blog for advice. Let's see, what does this say? Muddy Colors is a great blog for advice like hurdles and portfolio advice and such. I'll have to check that out, Jason. That's a great idea. You say you see smoke, Mr. Milton. Where do you see smoke? You mean the stuff coming out of my head? All right. Let's see. We're gonna work on treasure. I gotta load this bad boy up, and you guys will probably see a peek, unless I can get through it. That's true, Akuma. You're right. So let's not make the thing bleep out. That would be non bueno. So here we go. Add camera, iPad, boom. Here we are. We are in on the iPad. You guys will be over here, so I'll be able to take a look. Man, I'm not gonna draw He-Man right now. I've been drawing He-Man all day. But maybe. Nah, I don't know. You guys can probably see right in the middle there that little tiny thing that says Motu 301. That's about the best you're gonna see of that. So let's do a new canvas. I've never read a manga called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Is it any good? I know his idea is terrific, man, but you gotta understand, like, this is I've been drawing He-Man all day long, and this is kind of my reprieve to be able to draw something non-He-Man. It's a great idea. I'm not knocking it at all. It's just, I feel like, all right, I'll do it. Fine. That's how I roll. I might not give you the He-Man that you're used to, though. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. There we go. Comics legend. Yes, sir, I have. That is a great question. The question is, have I documented the He-Man creation process to be revealed at a later time when the issue is completed and in customers' hands? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's Peter Smitty right there. So I'm going to mess a little bit with the proportions here. So this process I'm doing now, I showed you guys this before. It's just getting bigger shape so I can capture ideas faster. And again, you know, speed is something that is very crucial when doing work for hire. Because they want it all. They want it all. They want it now. A day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull." Comic Book Bob, thank you very much, sir. You are very, very appreciated. I thank you for that. We, yesterday it was kind of cool because we had hit 1,234 hours of viewing time. So we're picking up, which is really great. You know, I think we're going to be doing it. I think we might hit that by the end of the year, which would be fantastic. And here's one of the other things that excites me about working on Black Flag is I can actually work on Black Flag during the live sessions. During the live sessions, I can work on Black Flag because I know what pages are and are not spoilers. So you might be able to watch an awesome Rascal panel be drawn while we do the live stream, and it'll just be Rascal in action. You won't know why or what, but you'll get to see it. Something like that. Any sort of spoilery stuff I won't do, but that's one of the things that I can guarantee you is when it goes down, it's going down. Battle Cat looks more like Battle Puppy here, but, you know, can't win them all. Cool thing again about this chunk pencil is like I can go as fast as I want and as light as I want, and it gives me a lot of options, and I'm able to see more when I'm doing it. Jason, have you been listening to me? Curse you, He-Man! Man, I am a Skeletor fan to the core. I'm more of a Skeletor fan than a He-Man fan. That's not knocking He-Man down at all. It's just Skeletor's the shit. I love that dude. He's so much fun to draw too. And that month, the month that I did all skulls, really helped a lot regarding, being able to pull a skull out of my own skull. See how I'm able to build on this? So there we go. That's pretty much what I need at the moment for a sketch. Let's see, D, what do you got? Just throwing this out. The sketchbook arrived today, and our host put together a really nice quality book. I highly recommend picking one of them up. Thank you, Mr. D. I appreciate you picking one up, and hopefully, what I would like. I mean, you look through it. I would like you to use it every day, and tell me, field test it yourself. Like I use this the materials that I use on a day-to-day basis, and that's how I vetted it. I looked at over 10 different paper samples, and I had already kind of carved out specifics that I was looking for to get those 10. So out of those 10, I picked the best of the best, and that's what we arrived at with the Couchdoodles sketchbook. So I really want to see how that works out for you. I appreciate the thing. Who do I define as a visionary? A visionary, I'm going to use my man Joseph Kahn, who I'm working with right now. He uses metaphor like I do, and I'll tell you the metaphor he uses. He says, you can be a rock or a pebble, a boulder or a rock. And he says a pebble is in a stream, and the water goes over it, right? A rock that's in the stream, it affects the water, and you can see some of the turbulence from the rock. But a giant boulder actually changes the flow of the stream. It actually changes things by its presence. Changes the flow of the whole shit. Using that metaphor, guys like Rakim in hip hop are visionaries. There is hip hop before Rakim, and then there's hip hop after Rakim. In acting, someone like Brando is a visionary. In directing, it could be someone like Scorsese or Coppola, that type, that changed cinema. Anytime you see somebody that is a child of a child of a child, stylistically of somebody, that somebody is a visionary. Jack Kirby is one of them. I would say that Travis Charest, stylistically, is a visionary. I would say Rob Liefeld is a visionary, especially when it comes to concepts, and try as you may to come up with, he lucked into it. He sure lucked into it a lot. And then you see people say, they're no-brainers. He just named shit after movies. Well, you could too. Where's your shit? So someone like Rob, I think Todd's a visionary too, especially when it comes to the idea of iconography, the idea of creating imagery that pushes boundaries. I think someone like Jim Lee, someone like Frank Miller, Neil Adams, anybody that has influenced a generation hardcore, You can say someone like Alex Ross, but Alex Ross was influenced by Andrew Loomis, so we could say Andrew Loomis was a visionary. We could say that Norman Rockwell was a visionary. Michael Golden is a visionary. Arthur Adams, to a certain degree. But I think the question, was it a who or who do you define as a visionary? See, that's a strange wording on that, but my definition of what makes a visionary is that they change things. They change the game. You know, Art Adams is one of those guys that so many people like. The whole image style. If you think about guys like Rob, Todd, Jim, Eric Larson, Silvestri not so much, Valentino not so much, Wills not so much, but those other guys, without Art Adams, all of their styles would be missing a major ingredient, you know. So Arthur Adams is up there, Neil Adams is up there because he influenced many people. John Buscema, you know, Mobius, he's a true visionary. But they're varying degrees, you know. It's like the size of the boulder. Jack Kirby's a fucking planet, you know. He has his own gravitational pull. He changes cosmos. That's a full-on visionary. But let's just deal with the rock, you know, the pebble rock boulder. Think of things that way. Think about the people you like. And, you know, can you say, oh, they're a fucking rock, they're a pebble, they're a boulder? Like that's how I roll on that one. Madureira's up there. Madureira's up there. He definitely changed the game, for sure. Silvestri, I think Mark's a great illustrator, but I don't think he changed anything. I don't think he changed. I think Mark Silvestri is a rock. And that's not knocking him because he's probably one of the best illustrators, and he does everything from the gut. But you know, maybe when it comes to sexy girls, you know, I think Mike Turner and Dave Finch are testaments to Silvestri. But I think Turner, if Turner is a chip off of Mark, Turner was more effective. I see more people with samples trying to draw like Mike than like Mark, if that makes any sense. All right, back to the He-Man and the kitty cat. I almost called him Wily Cat. I'm a Thundercats fan too. It was cool to see Thundercats He-Man as a comic at a certain point. Yeah, Mobius D. That's why I definitely made sure to mention him. All right, let's get in here, and that was one of my directors. Hold on a moment. I have to deal with this text real quick. Go. And we are back. Sorry about that. There we go. Oh, that's right. There we go. So you're gonna see how fast I draw. This is all real time, and I'm giving He-Man too short a hair. What was I thinking? Go. Giving you guys the old silent treatment again. Comics Legend, you had a question regarding a tier in the comic campaign to be drawn in the book. Is that something you guys would be interested in? I didn't know, you know, I don't know how, what something like that, like what, that's one of those things that I wouldn't know about. Like, I think it would be fun to draw people. You know, of course I would run into the whole lightness issue, but I would probably work hard and fervently from a photo. But that could be cool. That could definitely be cool. Alright, you guys are gonna see me go bullet fast because I'm realizing we're at 45 minutes already. Yeah, they gave me a bunch of this what do you call it? This Masters of the Universe omnibus, which had a lot of stuff in it. I really like Freddy's stuff a lot. He definitely set the bar really, really high, for sure. So today was Monday. What a crazy Monday it has been. My only dig at Procreate, and it may not be Procreate, it might just be the iPad, but sometimes when I go to rotate the canvas, it thinks my fingers are trying to draw, and I get these little weird artifacty lines that I'm not necessarily wanting to get, which you know, are a pain in the ass. Oh, Freddie, by the way, Freddie did get back to me and said that he'd be happy to redo the interview. So, very lucky there. Happy that he was down to do round 2, and probably end up doing it through Skype or something like that. Yeah, you might be right. That's right. It may not be it may not be Procreate. It may be the touchscreen itself. This is one of the on belts and things, belts and swords. I end up throwing lines more than once, often, because they have to be parallel, and sometimes I'm moving so fast that they don't get a chance to be parallel. They end up looking kind of wonky and weird. When I'm drawing this stuff, now that the gray is in there, again, I'm not trying to think of things as lines. I'm really trying to think of things as form. What up, Matt Yackey? Good to see you there, pal. Yeah, hopefully, I want to see that solicitation for He-Man 3. That would be cool to see. See those little squiggles? There it is again. I don't know why, but like anytime I get to draw He-Man's fuzzy pants, I have a blast. And I think it's not because it's He-Man's loins or anything. It's just I like drawing things that have texture that you can shape, and that might be why I like sculpting. That I've taken to sculpting so much is that you can create form and shape, and doing it with hair is a whole lot of fun. If I could choose one theme song for the rest of my life, what would it be? That's easy, Chauncey. It is by the Doobie Brothers, and it's called "What a Fool Believes." He came from somewhere back in there long ago. Sentimental fool. Don't see, trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. For once in her life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale, never coming near what he wanted to say. Anyhow, yeah, man. Yeah, this I guess this would be kind of like you said, this is my indication what He-Man is going to look like in the comics you're drawing. I mean, more excited than I already was. Oh, dude, this is, hold on a second. I'm going to do this, but you guys can't see shit. There you go. This is the only peek I'm going to give you, and then we are back into this. That's all you get. That's all you get. That is the page I drew today. So you guys can enjoy that for a brief second, but don't tell Mom and Dad. I'm serious. Slick Rick, yeah, it's mostly that crotch. You're right, the hairy crotch. Slick Rick, you got me, man. You got me. Again, some of the things that I used to have a hard time drawing, like, believe it or not, man, I used to be terrified anytime I'd have to draw a knee. But then once I learned a bit on how a knee is supposed to look, what it's made from, those sort of things, the cartilage, the bone, all of that. Now I find them fun to draw. You know, I go, oh, I can make them knobby and bobbly, you know. Do you guys like that page? A child of the 70s thing. Yeah, the Doobie Brothers, probably. And then if there was a second song, Chauncey, there's a song, by McCartney and Wings called Let 'Em In. And whenever I hear that, I catch feels of childhood as well. Yo, Slick Rick, I also must be into like shins and stuff too, because I really dig drawing. His boot shambles. A knee tutorial, sure. Yeah, I can do one right now if you want. I'm gonna change over to red and create a new layer and show you what I'm thinking about when I'm doing a knee. Over here, I'm thinking of this little bone thing here, a bone thing here, a bone thing here, and then how skin goes over it, because then there's like a bone that comes like this. So I'm just thinking about how skin would go over that. That's what this is. See, there's that little knobbly piece, and then there's that other piece and that other piece. I'm just thinking of stacking those shapes while I'm doing, while I'm drawing the thing, and when I'm doing it like this and it looks like I'm doing it magically, I'm actually just imagining those shapes underneath there, and that's what it would look like. And then pop that calf in. It has that turn to it. Quaddy quads. Yeah, knees and elbows are tough, man. I find any sort of like connectors or joints some places. What up, Rooster Puncher? How are you, sir? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, dude. We are drawing Treasure, and someone said they wanted He-Man and Kitty Cat, Battle Cat. Uh-oh. It's doing the whole stream offline. Okay, great. We're back. I lost it for a second, but it came back. All right, Jason, enjoy that Alfredo in your mouth hole, in your face zone. That's weird. That's really weird. Go. Sorry, I got quiet again. Damn it. It's what I do sometimes. Take it easy, Jason. Be well. Enjoy that Alfredo. Go. What kind of pencil you using in Procreate? What's up, Mr. W? This one I have called Beast. I had taken a pencil that was in their sketching, and then I think it was the 6B pencil, and then I tweaked it until it did what I wanted it to do, and then I named it Beast because I tamed that beast. What up, Gil? Almost wrapped on letters of issue 2 of Voidwalker, so I'll send it your way to check out. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Damn squiggles. I also like doing the bandagey boots. They're fun to draw. They're relatively quick to draw. Throw a little bit of rendering to reinforce the shape of these feet. You can see I'm going fast on them. Yeah, it's nice. What up, No Name? Yeah, it's good to see. I think having Mike Miller mentioning the show, and it's been good. It's been really good. Speaking of the show, Friday is when I fly out to Boston, and apparently I'm going to be rapping on one of the nights. On Saturday night, they told me that I was going to be rapping, and he asked me if I had a beat, so that's that. This is how quickly I will draw a skull. Can't remember if this was asked before. Is there going to be a Dolph Lundgren He-Man in one of the issues? There is a Dolph Lundgren He-Man in all of the issues. There's a Dolph Lundgren He-Man in all of the issues. That is, I'll give you that little bit. I don't even know what kind of skull this one is. We'll call this some sort of weird monster skull. Yeah, Spencer, I've flown into Boston before. It's crazy. I've never actually, you know what though? I've never flown up, going up the coast. I've only gone into Boston from California. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Pearls and treasures and whatnot down here, down below. Some coins, some baubles, bobbledy-bobbles. Gil, I think what I'm going to do, at least for you guys, is I'm going to give the beat tape, just the beats, like the ones that you've been hearing. I'm gonna give those away at some point, like put them in a link along with the Fragaboom, along with the Fragaboom song. I gotta swap out. I gotta check something. I gotta check something again on a text. No, that's not a problem. All right. Ta-da. If you could change one aspect of our society through your work, what would it be? Man, shoot, that's a tough one, man, because I have plenty of problems with the way society is. Like, I'm not a fan of racism. I'm not a fan of when people are taken advantage of. But also, I think, you know, a lot of people need to learn empathy. I don't know, man. That's a good question, man. You're always coming up with the good stuff. If I could change one thing, I don't know if I can. I mean, that's kind of big. I think maybe what I can hope for is that people will be entertained, but you know, I also like edutainment. It's a tough one, dude. You got me. I mean, I think I would like racism to go away, but racism is a system, and it's systematic in many ways. I don't know. I would like to end racism. How about that? Or just not even racism, just straight up prejudice and bigotry for anybody that's being thought of less than or systematically oppressed. I don't know. Get me all waxing crazy talk. Well, Akuma, you just touched upon something that that I talk about behind closed doors, because it's kind of a what do you call it, not a crazy concept, but you know, as a comic artist, you spend a lot, or even just as an artist, commercial artist, you spend a lot of time thinking. And I was thinking about what's good versus what's evil, and what makes something good versus what's evil. And I really believe that selfishness is the root of all evil. You know, theft, greed, murder, all that is all rooted in selfishness. And I think the definition of good, aka love or whatever you want to call it, is selflessness. You know, doing things for others and not really thinking about what you're gonna get out of the situation. You know, I don't know. It is a pain in the ass to draw Battle Cat, and I had to draw I think his name is Panther as well, and yeah, animals are always hard because I don't get a lot of opportunity to draw them, so it's a weakness, but it's also one of those things that like I'll what do you call it, embrace it and learn how to draw a better animal because of it. See, the Battle Cat looks like looks like a dog, and that's a problem, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Something going on funky with this. It's like I'm trying to do the undos and it thinks I'm tapping 2 dots with my fingers. I don't know why it's doing that. Whoops. Got all quiet again. I'm sorry. It's what happens when I get drawing something that I'm in my head on. I think this is also typically like a dog pose, but that's okay. Create ball tattooed on my left hand knuckles. I'm a lefty, so it's a hand I create with. The K for kindness, R is for respect, and E is for empathy. Yeah, more empathy, man. More empathy. That's the truth. Understand what people are going through. And I have like a theory too on, you know, the concept of people being created equal and stuff. You know, there's some people that have more than others, but the thing that's interesting about that though is, like, I think about, you know, there could be someone that's homeless and they're worried about where their meal is coming from and like where a warm place to sleep is coming from, but for the most part they're happy, you know. And then there could be someone, poor little rich kid, that potentially has everything but doesn't have the love of his father or mother or something, and they feel more stressed than that other person does. So we really don't know. We don't know what other people are going through because of how it would feel, you know. Trap Jaws is dope. I like Trap Jaw. I like drawing Trap Jaw. I like drawing Beastman. Skeletor is just so iconic in you know, his laugh, and you know, he's got the memes and everything. Okay, I'm gonna do the circle thing again. Edit shape circle. Move it here. There. No, a little tangent on that elbow. Move it there. Okay, and then turn it. Boom. Turn that bad boy. There it is. Ta-da! Erase the little bit there. Merge it down. I'll keep that gray tone in there. Erase some of it out. Let's do that. Get some highlights. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Use that tone for some highlights. Why not? There we go. is He-Man, our treasure. That's awesome. Your ex's mother laughs like Skeletor. Poor soul, you. There we go. There you have it, guys. There is, as requested. We can even do, I think we can do something to this. Let's see. Hue saturation. Can I add hue to it? No. Maybe if I do this. Color balance. No, I don't know how to turn. I don't know how to make oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. And then go back here to this. There we go. I like that. Nice and that little blue blue tone to it. There it is. We are done. We are done. We done did it. Ta-da! Alright, thank you for giving that a watch, man. Thanks for the idea. Sorry, I was a little bit of a sucker ass for saying I wasn't gonna do it because I've been working on He-Man already, but you know what? You needed it, so I needed to do it. Let's see what we got question-wise. Tony Joseph, I'm gonna be in the Boston area Friday. I fly in Friday. I get in the afternoon. The show itself is in New Hampshire on the 26th from 10 to 3. I'll be doing commissions. I will have some sketches, some original art, some copies of The Grave. I will be doing our live session from the party, the Halloween party. I know somebody said that there was a costume show, a costume. You have to wear a costume. There we go. Brain not work. I have a Spider-Man costume somewhere. I don't really like dressing up because the clothes I wear I'm comfortable in are technically and most generally not public derived stuff, but if I have to go out wearing like pants, you know. Thank you, Mr. Milton. These pants are Lululemon. They're very soft. They're very comfortable. My wife bought them for me. I told her if she was gonna, because she wanted to get me some, I said it needed to look like some shit out of the 80s. This looks like LA Looks or one of those Vidal Sassoon, I forget the name of it. One of the things, you guys remember that there were like certain products back in the day that don't exist anymore, or at least I haven't seen them. Remember when we would see Stridex or Oxy, those like pads, and they really tried to sell it to us in the 80s. You need it and you like wipe your face down and there'd be all this gross oil and stuff on it. And then now I don't see it. I see whatever that Proactive. I see Proactive out there. A lot of hair gel. You don't see a lot of hair gel commercials anymore. Or maybe I'm just not watching enough TV, but I don't remember seeing it. But I remember a lot of that stuff in the 80s. What up, Critius? I have the powder. Zing! You got me. Yeah, she did it. She got me another one too that's got like sort of a southwestern bohemian look, like if I was wandering the desert wearing just those, a canvas poncho, sunburnt. That's what that pattern looks like. Maybe I'll wear those another day. But I have to tell you, man, they're mad comfortable. They were a little more wearable in California, and I don't mean because of the weather. I could wear these and no one would like look at me funny. But even today, I went to the bus stop to get my kids, and Barbara, our corner neighbor over here, she's like, "Those are very interesting pants, Dan." I said, "Yeah, that's a word for it." And I said, "The wife got them for me." She's like, "The wife buys you something, you have to wear it." So I could just tell that it wasn't all in. Okay, so this comic rack, Tony Joseph, is from spinnerack.com. They're a little pricey. If you scour Craigslist and flea markets and the like, you might be able to find one, but generally speaking, the ones that friends have found, are riddled with rust and need new ball bearings and need new paint and all that. And these come brand new and they're quiet, and very happy to have mine. If I was a homeless wrestler from the 80s, yes. And here's the other. Yay, Skull. That's pretty good. That's pretty. By the power of Yay, Skull, I have the powder. Amen. I'm looking for my He-Man. And then see this shirt? Mickey Mouse playing video games. One of my tricks that I have, because I like wearing shirts that have iconography, because I'm a fan of iconography. One of the places I can find them on the cheap, and I recommend it to you too. There are two spots. You can go to Five Below. They always have something. And then the other place is GameStop. They go through stock so often, and I just found that my size, the XL and the 2X, show up a lot because not a lot of people are buying them. So I got a lot of really great shirts for very, very dirt prices over there at GameStop. Oh man. One time for Halloween, I'll tell you that story another time, because we are almost out of time. I'll tell you a 7-minute story. How about a 7-minute story? And if you guys have some questions, this is Mickey Mouse, man. It looks like an Animaniac. Each of them feed into the other. I haven't even had any of this. All right, story time. And if you guys have any questions along the way, I'll be happy to answer them. So when I first broke into Image, I was very young. I was 19. I was 18, turned 19. The year was 92. And I had started working on Bloodstrike 1. I went up home to Martinez, Pacheco area, to visit the family, and it was Halloween, 92. Visited with my buddy, who I will not name to protect his innocence. He and I decided we wanted to try mushrooms. And where I lived was very close to Berkeley. Berkeley, you could get a lot of psychedelics. And we went into Berkeley. We took a BART. We went into Berkeley, and we found a guy, and he said, "How much do you need?" And we said, "We need enough for 2 people." Because there was no internet, and you couldn't just go to the library and get a book on it, and you couldn't ask your mom and dad, because that's who you would talk to. about those kind of questions, I think. And we got a big Ziploc bag, about full like this. And we said, okay, thank you, sir. We gave him his money and we went off, and we said, well, how are we supposed to do these? And he says, I think you just eat them. I said, okay, well, split it in half and let's eat them. So we went to Caro's restaurant, ordered a steak and extra baked potato, and we mashed those half bag each mushrooms into the baked potato, and we ate them to the face. So anyway, we go to the football field where I went to school. It was a new one. It used to be down below the school, and now it's up above the school, and it was brand new. And I wanted to see up there, and I wanted a wide open space for when whatever was supposed to happen was going to happen. So and up until that point, the only thing I had tried before that was acid first. That's the first thing I ever tried, and pot. So I didn't know what to expect. So I thought maybe if I start running, the blood will get going and it'll kick in quicker. So I'm running on the football field and I'm looking straight up, and I'm starting to notice as I'm running across the field but looking up that I felt like I was running directly into the sky. And I told him, I'm like, yo bro, you need to try this. You can fly. And it was very euphoric and felt great. The sun was starting to set, and we were on the far part of the football field, and we could see silhouettes of people walking their dog in the distance. And Dan said, Dan, who are those people? Because my head started breaking up. And my buddy says, yo, that could be my parents, because he lived near the school. And I said, I hope it's not your parents, man, because this shit's starting to kick in. We better go. So I go and I run around, and there's like the football field and then the baseball zone. I go around behind the backstop and I trip and fall into a thistle bush. And the shit hurt. But I remember looking at my arm and seeing all the needles stick out of it, but then they look like ethereal clear spaghetti noodles going like this, coming out of my arm. And I'm like, bro, I don't think I'm ready for this, and this shit hurts. And he's like, we need to go. Anyhow, as you might imagine, a half of a bag of mushrooms kicked in, and I visited the depths of hell that night. I won't get into all the details. I'll tell you the one part that was scariest for me, other than the inability to rein it all in. It was the first time that I ever felt that giant anxiety of fear and complete loss of control. One of the weird things for me was the alignment of senses was completely out. And the alignment of senses is very important, and I'll tell you why. As we all know, light is the fastest traveling thing, right? Sound is kind of slow. The speed of sound is slow. But what our brain does, and the speed of touch is your nervous system might almost be as fast as light. And they say speed of thought might be faster than light, but no one knows. But your brain calibrates. So when I go like this, and I see the clap and I hear the clap, our brain has calibrated to see those things at the same time, and it locks them together. But in all reality, like, that light is hitting us before that clap and all of that. But I remember hitting a telephone pole with my long fingers, very long fingers, and seeing my hand do it. But then, like, what seemed like a minute later, felt it, and then like 20 seconds later heard the sounds, and things were so like out of line. Anyhow, the best part of that whole trip was taking a dump. That's the best part of that, because I felt like I was alleviating my body of the poisons, but I could also feel the presence of every organ in my body. Every single molecule of my body, I could feel it. Anyway, that was 1992, and I think I might have broke my brain a little bit then. Anyway, fun story. So let's see what you guys got here. Yeah, shrooms are intense. I did not have any cartoon pals. D-Oots. I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar. I like his lyrical content. I like that he is playing with the idea of things. Yesterday we talked about comic book layouts and things, and I liked how his last album could be played, the order of the songs could be played one way, or you can have it played the other way. And I feel he is beyond the craft. Like he's got a couple bangers, like the radio joints, but he's so far beyond that. Like he's not a hit maker per se, but he's bigger than that. Star Wars fan, Mr. LaRock, you were asking if anybody's a Star Wars fan. I might break some hearts here, and I apologize if I do. But I would have told you 20 years ago that Star Wars was in my DNA and it's in my blood and all that stuff. And the only great piece of Star Wars that I feel like I've had, because, let me rewind, that prequel cut that somebody made where they took all 3 movies and made a 2-hour movie out of the 3 that was actually decent, that's cool. I liked Rogue One a lot. The other movies I just can't. It's not made for me. It's made for my kids. And even my kids don't care. I'm sorry. I apologize. Do you think that creativity is part of human nature? Is it something that must be nurtured and learned? I believe that creativity is part of human nature. Creativity helps us figure things out. I think it's part of survival too. Maybe the first time a spear was made, the end of a spear, they looked at some predator and said, how do I make something that's like their tooth that I could get at them, or something that's like their claw? And that's, very, very primitive creativity there. I think it's living nature. There are animal species that make art, for art's sake, no other reason than to do it. So I think to make it more powerful, it most certainly must be nurtured. But I believe it's a innate thing. Yeah, Critias, I would not be friends with anybody that laced anything. Tony Joseph, you are correct. I believe you're correct. We are creations, which is in essence creativity made real, right? Very good. If any of my old mushroom stories was offensive to anybody, I apologize. But I wanted to let you know that it's a legit thing that happened. just say no unless you don't want to say no. But be ready for the ramifications. You know, that's what I would have to say. And thank goodness for the internet. That's the other thing I have to say. I feel like kids are safer now. You know, except for some of the shit that's out there. My rules are it has to come from the ground, like grown, legit mushrooms, weed. The end. I don't think I even do acid anymore. It's been 20 years. It's been a long time. Nah, about not 20. Last time is when Gladiator was in the theater. Because I saw it that way. That's how I remember it. But I'm a dad now. I don't do that shit. It's been a while. Okay, well, we are at an hour and 35. I still have work to do. And as you saw from texts, I have another meeting tomorrow morning, 9:10ish. That would be for Doom Patrol. So I'll be a busy dude. Yeah, I worked in the restaurant business too. I remember I quit on the end of Christmas Day. I quit the end of Christmas Day because they had me work Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. They had me scheduled for New Year's Eve, and anyway, what's crazy is that place is out of business now. It's called Velvet Turtle. My dad had a saying about Velvet Turtle because this is a fancy place. His saying was this: turn down the lights. Turn down the lights. Turn up the prices. See, now we have some ambiance. Turn down the lights, turn up the prices. Slices, dices. One of these days I'll rap for you guys. You're going to see me rap on Saturday at that show, and it's because Randy, the guy who puts on the show, had sent me a text today. He said, what sample do you want to rhyme to at the party? I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, the band will put you on last. I said, last for what? Like, I think I knew what he was saying, but I didn't know what he was saying. He said, you're gonna throw down some rhymes. I said, okay, cool. So I'll probably bring the Nike That Beat. I wish I had I might have the Fragaboom instrumental somewhere. That would be fun. You know, maybe that's what I'll do. Dust off the old Fragaboom. It's been a long time. Alright, you guys are the dudes, and I like the way it's spelled. DOODS. Probably need to make a shirt for that. Make a shirt. My buddy Peter, the one who makes my shirts. I haven't worn any of my shirts in a while. My Bloodstrike shirt, the Fragaboom shirt, the Black Flag shirt. He's out in California. I just helped him out recently, and he said, how much do you want to be paid for this thing that you did for me? And I said, I don't want to be paid, but if you could print out 5 shirts for me, because he has different methods. He has silkscreen and something called DTG, which is direct to garment, which is kind of awesome. It's like a printer you'd have at home, way more expensive, but you put a shirt on it and it prints it out. Kind of awesome. But anyway, 5 shirts. So maybe what I'll do is create some the dudes shirts, and get it going. Anyway, you guys have cocaine comes from the ground. It's been processed. It's been processed, Critias. You guys be well. I like the Z in there too. Good night. Good night. Good night. You have been watching the Couchdoodles Live Inktober edition, day 21, Treasure. I have been your host, Fragaboom, comic book veteran of 28 years. Hard to believe, but it's true. See you guys tomorrow for word 22. Don't know what it is. I should be more prepared. We'll find out. Be well. Be good to each other.